Hi, I'm Lindsay, and welcome to the Poise Geeks Power Pause, where I teach you how to improve your posture in everyday activities. So today's topic is backpacks. This is often a very relevant subject, and particularly in the fall. Kids are going back to school carrying heavy books, and everybody carries backpacks these days. It's not just kids heading off to school, but adults going to work. So I get a lot of questions about backpacks. Which backpacks are best? How should you adjust it? What do you do if it's just too heavy? So first we're going to look at a few different types of backpacks. Then I'm going to show you a bit about putting them on. And then we're going to head outside and I will demonstrate a few things about walking with a backpack. So first of all, I'm going to show you three different kinds of backpacks. One is more of a traditional bag that can hold a lot of stuff. It could be used as a school backpack, carry a computer in. Another one is more of a hiking backpack, and another one is more of a what might be called a mini backpack or smaller size backpack. So what I'm going to show you first are these two. So the kind of regular backpack and the hiking backpack. So there's a similar feature to both of these backpacks that I look for when I buy a backpack, and that is that it's long. Okay, so what I'm looking for is that the backpack doesn't stop at my waist, that it continues down a little farther. A lot of people have a habit of either slouching this way and then also doing the opposite, which is very common when standing, leaning back this way. If you're wearing something on your back that touches you right there, that waist level, lower back level, that's going to give you a cue to do that even more. So it might just increase the likelihood that you're going to be leaning back this way and slouching this way. If we look at the mini backpack, I'll actually put this on first because that demonstrates that. This one is quite small, but there are bigger backpacks that might have the same kind of effect. So say I put that on, and if I'm tightening the strap so it's actually closer to my body, even though it's close to my body, you see the bottom of the backpack is way up here. And so that's sort of giving me this cue that my back ends at my waist. You really want to think about the back ending more at the bottom of the spine, closer down to the bottom of the pelvis. Your torso is way down to here. That's going to help you stand and walk better. So if I'm wearing this one, if it's ending so high up, I might be, again, more inclined to do this. Also, a lot of people wear these little backpacks sort of dangling. And if they fill it up with a lot of stuff, it's just going to pull you back like this. People do that with bigger backpacks too. They don't tighten the straps and they just sort of let them dangle, and the backpack kind of pulls you back that way. So I will demonstrate that with a bigger bag here. And so right now I've got this kind of cinched up close to my back. You can see that it's longer, it goes lower. It gives me an impression of my back being longer. I feel less like I want to bend here at the waist. So it helps me actually feel how long my back is, so I'm more likely to keep myself aligned. This one, it has some pretty thick straps compared to that little one, which has some sort of thin straps. If you've filled that up, it might kind of push into the shoulders a bit, dig in. This one's pretty good. It feels like it's distributing the weight on my shoulders, long in the back, but nonetheless, as especially you might see a lot of school kids do, I could loosen the straps so that the bag is just sort of dangling down my back. And then what's happening is it's not touching much of my back at all. It's just sort of resting down here and pulling my shoulders back. So it's probably going to make me stand like this. And when we go outside, I'll show you what tends to happen when people walk when the backpack is doing this. They usually end up leaning back or compensating and kind of pushing forward. So I highly recommend that you cinch up the straps. Very simple thing you can do. Another thing that you can do, this backpack doesn't have that feature, but my smaller hiking backpack does. And you see this backpack, it's very small. It's not very deep this way. So it keeps everything very close to my body. And even though it looks quite small, I travel with this backpack all the time. I can actually fit my laptop in it and quite a few other things. And I like that it sort of compresses everything, brings it close to my body, and so I don't feel everything hanging off. The closer you bring items you're carrying to your body, the easier they will be to carry. So let me just unhook this. I just want to show you the feature this one has. It has a little hip strap, which if there is a lot of weight in here, it could help me distribute what I'm carrying down through my hips. So a lot of school backpacks have these too. It's a great option if you've got a lot of books in there and it's just too much for your shoulders. Really helps distribute the weight down through your legs. And again, if the backpack is just too heavy, there's just too much stuff in it, there are a few other options you have too. You could take some stuff out and put it in another bag and carry the other bag separately. You could get a backpack on wheels. You can get backpacks that are like little suitcases and have handles, and you just pull the backpack along. So those are some options if it's just becoming way too heavy to carry on your shoulders. And so what I want to do now, and I'm going to use this backpack for it, is just to show you what it looks like when you walk with the backpack and what common pitfalls there are with different postures people tend to take on when they're walking with the backpack. So we're going to go outside and look at 3 ways people tend to kind of affect their posture while they're walking and what to think about so you can walk taller and more aligned with the backpack on. So come on outside and I will show you. Okay, so I want to show you 3 things to avoid when walking with the backpack. So the idea here is that you want to carry the backpack. You don't want the backpack to carry you. I'll show you what I mean. So here's the first thing to avoid. Try to avoid letting the backpack drag you back this way so you're leaning back at the waist. You don't want to be walking like this. The other thing you want to avoid is the opposite, compensating for that, and kind of leaning forward like this and then slouching with the backpack. And the third thing is just keep your head up a bit. Look ahead. Try not to look down. You see a lot of people, especially kids, walking around like this, looking at the ground. Okay, so you want to stay tall, look forward, so you're supporting the backpack. You're carrying the backpack. You're not letting the backpack pull you around. And one more tip, if you are standing and or walking with your backpack, just to give a little extra support, it is okay to put your thumbs, part of your hands under the straps, to just pull the backpack a little closer to you, lift it a little bit. That might help you carry some of the heavy stuff in there a little more easily. The trick with that is, though, when you hold on, don't lift your shoulders, don't hunch forward. Just bring your arms up and your hands. You see how I'm not leaning this way or this way, just bending my elbows, holding on and bringing my arms up, shoulders staying relaxed. All right, so feel free to give those a try. If you have any questions, send me a message through my website or leave a comment below, and I will see you next week.